what are your plans for the off season and possibly playing or just doing individual workouts?
Yeah, I mean, probably take a little bit of a break here, just for maybe a week. I don't really want to lose a ton of the stuff I've worked on, and just trying to get my body back to full health. There's some USA basketball stuff I need to.
The world assumed she would agree. Why would she not? The proposal was unprecedented. Whispers said it was worth more than $1 million for only a few weeks of play, a paycheck that towered over what most women athletes earn across an entire career. This was the kind of money that normally secures loyalty, obedience, and silence. But when the creators of the new unrivaled league arrived eager to lock in the biggest name in sports to launch their vision, Caitlin Clark did not rush in. She did not counter. She did not push for more. She simply walked away. For the first time in her short career, the non-stop competitor, the gym-obsessed player who lives for basketball, chose to stay home instead of taking a 7-figure deal. And if you followed the chaos she endured this season, you already know the reason. This decision is not just about recovery. It is proof. After a year marked by brutal contact, dismissed as tough play, a commissioner who failed to stand up for her, and an Olympic committee that shut her out, Caitlin Clark is finally using the one leverage point: no one can block her absence. To understand why she is refusing to suit up, we have to rewind to the start of the season, to a welcome that felt like a warning. Before Caitlin played a single pro minute, the tone was set by the old guard. Icons of the sport, including Diana Taurasi, appeared on national television and warned that reality was coming. It was framed as competitive advice, a reminder that the WNBA is a grown women league. But in hindsight, those words sound less like guidance and more like a threat. Once the games began, the issue was not Caitlin failing to match the talent. She shattered rookie assist marks and scoring records with ease. The real issue was that the league allowed players to physically wear her down without consequence. We watched it unfold. We saw full court pressure, not just from defenders, but from designated hitters. We saw crushing screens that resembled football tackles. But the moment that fully exposed the league's intent came against the Chicago Sky. On an inbound play before the ball was live, Caitlin was casually moving up the floor when Kennedy Carter blindsided her with a hip check that sent her crashing to the floor. It was violent. It was pointless. It had nothing to do with basketball. In any other major league, that is an immediate ejection plus a suspension. Instead, the officials ruled it a common foul. The league office remained silent for almost a full day, letting the clip spread and the hostility grow before upgrading it to a flagrant only after public outrage exploded. That was the first signal. It told every player the same thing. You can hit her. You can target her. We will not stop it. And they did not. The physical play escalated. Angel Reese, a college rival, struck Clark with a clothesline across the head on a layup. Reese labeled it a basketball move. Slow motion showed contact unrelated to the ball. Once again, the conversation shifted away from safety. It turned into a culture battle. Commentators debated whether Caitlin was weak for not wanting to be hunted, while ignoring that she was drawing nearly 17% of all flagrant fouls league-wide. While she absorbed punishment on the court, she suffered setbacks off it. The 2024 Paris Olympics should have been women's basketball global showcase. The most famous player alive, a generational talent selling out arenas faster than legendary rock bands, was sitting right there. Putting her on Team USA was obvious for ratings, exposure, and growth. But the selection group declined. They hid behind experience. They claimed she had not earned it. They chose veterans most casual fans could not identify. The backlash was instant. NBA players, analysts, and millions of fans called it the worst marketing blunder in sports. Team USA still won gold. Yes. But the energy was missing. Ratings were acceptable, but they were not Caitlin level. By keeping her home, the establishment sent a clear message. We do not need you. The disrespect continued through silence at the top. WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert had a simple role: protect players and grow the league. Mid-season, as tensions peaked and cheap shots continued, Engelbert appeared on CNBC. This was her chance to set standards. Her chance to say targeting and hate would not be tolerated. Instead, she failed badly. She compared the situation to the Magic Johnson-Larry Bird rivalry. She praised rivalry as good business and good for team value. She effectively looked at a rookie being physically targeted and racially charged online hostility, and saw profit. The reaction was so intense that the WNBA Players Association issued a statement criticizing their own commissioner. They had to act because league leadership would not. For Caitlin, watching the commissioner treat her safety like a marketing tool had to be the final confirmation. She was alone. The season ended in the playoffs, and fittingly it closed with injury. Against the Connecticut Sun, Dejonae Carrington, who had been outspoken online, caught Clark in the eye with a fingernail. Caitlin dropped to the floor holding her face. No whistle. No review. No foul. She finished the game with a swollen black eye, a visible mark of what the league had permitted all season. Indiana was eliminated. In her final interview, Caitlin did not appear furious. She looked drained, like someone who poured everything into a league that returned nothing but hardship. So when the offseason arrived and the Unrivaled League launched an aggressive push to sign her, the balance had changed. Unrivaled is a 3-on-3 league founded by Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier, two WNBA stars. They offered massive pay, ownership stakes, and a player-first culture. They needed Caitlin Clark. Without her, the league is just another off-season event. Reports surfaced of a Lionel Messi-style offer designed to be impossible to reject. They held a roster spot for her until the last moment, publicly urging her to join. And Caitlin Clark chose golf. She attended charity outings. She shared moments away from basketball. She declined the money. She declined the attention. This choice is the ultimate display of power. All-season veterans and analysts whispered that Caitlin was entitled, that she had not earned her place, that she was hype-driven. They told her to be thankful for private flights, ignoring that those flights existed only because she made the league profitable enough. They behaved as if participation was a gift. By rejecting Unrivaled and stepping away from winter basketball, Caitlin is showing the truth. She does not need WNBA bonus money. She has a $28 million Nike contract. She does not need visibility. She is the most searched athlete on earth. She does not need approval. They need her. Networks are already nervous about extended absence. Unrivaled launches without its biggest attraction, limiting its ceiling immediately. The WNBA faces a future where its golden goose may not play along. And there is still the Cheryl Swoops element that cannot be overlooked. Throughout the year, legends repeatedly tried to downplay what Clark accomplished. Cheryl Swoops, a Hall of Famer, was exposed on a podcast after wrongly describing Clark's numbers in a way that downplayed her impact, suggesting she needed 40 shots per game to score her points. When the mistake was corrected, the apology barely registered, but the slight was impossible to ignore. It fueled a storyline of them against her, the established veterans versus the rookie. Why would Caitlin Clark be eager to suit up for an off-season league controlled by many of the same players who spent the last 6 months targeting her? Why would she risk her health for a system that repeatedly ignored dangerous fouls while she was being singled out? The relationship is damaged. In business, there is an idea known as leverage. For half a year, the WNBA behaved as if they owned it. They acted as if they controlled access to professional basketball. And Caitlin was treated like a guest. But by stepping away, by choosing recovery and quiet, Caitlin has reset the balance. She has made it clear that she is the engine. The Indiana Fever experienced a 1,000% surge in ticket demand. Opposing franchises shifted games into NBA arenas to handle the crowds. She attracted jerseys, and merchandise were gone almost instantly. Now, as the WNBA moves into its most important phase of media rights talks, they face a reality where their biggest star is comfortable leaving the table. Speculation suggests Clark is using this period to add strength, improve durability, and mentally recharge, so that when she returns, she is no longer simply a rookie. She is the cornerstone. Turning down Unrivaled is only the opening move. The deeper concern for the league is what follows. Will she fully commit to Team USA in 2028, or will she force them to negotiate? Will she show up for future all-star events, or will she protect her body? Instead, she has watched how quickly the league allowed her to be sacrificed to maintain a tough reputation. She has seen leadership choose balance over protection. Caitlin Clark's rookie season is not just a story of shattered records or deep threes. It represents a cultural collision. An institution tried to cut down a phenomenon and only later realized it was pushing away the one figure capable of carrying it forward. The hard fouls, the eye pokes, the hip checks were all efforts to wear her down. But by refusing to participate in their off-season structure, Caitlin Clark has proven her resolve is intact. What is gone is her willingness to tolerate it. Looking ahead, the issue is not whether Caitlin Clark belongs in the WNBA. The issue is whether the WNBA is intelligent enough to hold on to Caitlin Clark. She delivered her message without making a statement. The responsibility now sits with the league, and for once the noise has faded. But the financial side explains why this decision hurt so deeply. When her contract numbers became public, the reaction was immediate. $76,000. That was Caitlin Clark's base pay. Someone working maintenance in the arena may have earned something similar. The backlash was worldwide. Even President Joe Biden commented publicly, yet veteran players quickly responded by saying this was the collective agreement that everyone lived with it. They defended the framework. Compare that to the unrivaled proposal. It was meant to instantly correct the pay imbalance, equity, and millions were offered as a solution to the embarrassment surrounding her rookie salary. By declining, Caitlin made it clear that compensation alone is not enough. Respect matters. Safety matters. There were also reports of resentment around security. Due to the chaos surrounding her presence, the Fever had to function differently from other teams. Extra protection, altered travel plans, packed terminals. Some players allegedly saw this as excessive or disruptive. It is the classic reaction to someone standing above the rest. Instead of viewing her security needs as evidence of league growth, they were treated like a problem. The coaching situation cannot be ignored either. Christie's sides face criticism for failing to defend her star or for rotations that limited Clark's strengths. The franchise eventually responded by dismissing sides and hiring Stephanie White. That move sends a clear message that the organization understands how precarious their position is. They must protect Caitlin or squander a once-in-a-generation chance. Removing the coach is the first acknowledgement that mistakes were made, a recognition that year one support was insufficient. Refusing to join Unrivaled also exposes a gap between the WNBA's branding and its reality. The league promotes itself as progressive and player-focused. But when the biggest name arrived, unity vanished. The welcome moments felt less like competition and more like initiation. And initiation only works if the target desperately wants entry. Caitlin Clark has shown she does not. She is the entry. Consider the fans who traveled across states just to watch her play, only to witness her absorb punishment while whistles stayed silent. Those fans are now praising her choice to sit out. They are the ones saying let them feel it. A sense of bitterness has grown, a belief that the WNBA failed to earn Caitlin Clark. By staying away, she reinforces that sentiment. The snub also damages Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier, league leaders and MVPs who risked their credibility to launch a new league. They assumed participation was guaranteed. By declining, Caitlin quietly separates herself. She is not just another member of the group. She operates on another level. That creates a compelling tension for next season. How will Stewart and Collier respond to her on the floor after she turned down their project? At its core, this story is about control. For generations, women athletes were told to accept whatever was offered. Be thankful for the opportunity. Be thankful for the uniform. Accept low wages in the name of passion. Caitlin Clark is the first. With enough influence outside the league, enough endorsement power, enough cultural weight to reject that mindset. Gratitude is no longer required. She has earned the right to demand better. So when headlines say Caitlin Clark refuses to play, do not frame it as rest. View it as a strike. A single player taking a stand against a system that underestimated her. She is forcing Unrivaled to confront empty seats and understand the absence. She is forcing league leadership to examine ratings without her and worry. The confrontation with the commissioner was not loud or public. It was philosophical. One side chose comfort. Caitlin Clark chose what comes next. And right now the future is resting, while the old guard scrambles.